You look so like well put together. I look like I just rolled out of. Well, I did roll out of bed, so I guess I'm on theme. Similar to this video.
Well, I was waiting for you to get back to me, so I was like, you know what? I'll do my makeup while I'm waiting.
Hello, everybody. Oh.
I like suddenly realized like my neck started turning. Or like turning to look at you. So I'm like, don't mind me. Quick stretch. I'm not nervous anymore though.
Okay, well that's good. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel today. My name is Carly.
And I'm Kim.
And we are back with another end of 2024 video. And today we're going to be chatting about our favorite themes, our favorite theming in games. We're not necessarily saying that we've played all of these games or even if these games are good or not. We're just talking about themes. And at least for me in general, I tried to find, like the way that I structured my list was games that I felt like had unique themes that I personally like had not seen before. So mine was like uniqueness. Is that how did you structure yours?
There were a couple of things about it that I structured it. Some of them were themes that games that I had the chance to play this year that the theme might not initially have like grabbed me, but because it was so well implemented, I'm like, oh yeah, like this is like they did amazing with incorporating mechanics with the theme.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that stuck out to me. And the thing was just like if the theme and the explanation of the game like draws me in and be like, ooh, I want to play it because of that theme. And then unique was the other. So like there were a few things that like, and that's how those different things are what helped me like rank them, thinking about those different.
Perfect. Okay, and I'm sure as we go through, you'll kind of explain a little bit about why you chose to put it on this particular list. Before we jump too far into this list though, I do want to make it clear that all of the games that we're talking about today, it can kind of get confusing in regards to when games are released, especially when they're released abroad or whatnot. So we are just based our list off of Board Game Geek, off of their website and what they list as the release date. So everything is listed as a 2024 release. But with getting all of that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump into this video of our top 10 games from 2024, all about theming this time. So unique themes, interesting themes, just themes
that gravitate to us.
Yeah. Before we jump into this list, we're going to hear a quick word from the sponsor of this video. Today's video is brought to you by the board game Barrister. They're a friendly local game store based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin that goes above and beyond to connect with their community and make tabletop gaming approachable for everyone. They have an incredible selection of games for every type of gamer, from family classics to new and exciting indie titles. In fact, they even carry some of the games we're going to be discussing in this video, plus tons more. They do have an online storefront and offer nationwide shipping, so if you want to explore what the board game Barrister has in stock and help support a small business, make sure to click the link in the description below. Now let's jump back to the video. All right, Kim, take it away. What was your number 10?
My number 10 is one that we had a chance to play, and the theme initially I laughed at because I was like, why is there a game about this? But I ended up really liking it, and the theme and the mechanics just like marry together so well. And that is Stamp Swap. It's unique, and I think the cover is really pretty, and it feels like you're going to a stamp like swap. And I love like how quick it plays and the tile, like making your little stamp booklet. It was just such a charming game.
It really was. Yes, honey.
I want to go to Fruit Snack.
Okay, I'll get you one. Stamps in general, like the theming doesn't get done very often. The only other one that I personally know of is Penny Black, and I think that this is pretty different than that one, but I love that I split you choose. So my number 10, I don't know how to pronounce. Is it Agueda?
Agueda? Yeah.
I think it's Agueda. City of Umbrellas. So in this game, you are creating beautiful street art with umbrellas in the city of Agueda, Portugal. If people are not aware, there is a city in Portugal where they like hang umbrellas like in the street, and it's like a really like iconic photographic like place. And I just love how they took that city and they
made a game
for it. I love the little tile pieces that you have that represent the little umbrellas that you're going to be placing into your street. But I thought that was just such a fun idea of taking a city that has a tradition like this or something that they're famous for and then turning it into a board game. I thought that was fun, a fun, bright, kind of colorful game. So that is my number 10.
Looks like a good summer afternoon.
Yeah, just kind of
day.
just like a chill little
drinking some
umbrellas.
lemonade.
Yeah.
My number 9 is one that I've not had the chance to play, and that was Tea Garden.
Oh yes.
I enjoy a good cup of tea, and the theme seems like it marries really well with the mechanics based off of the description, not to mention that it's lovely.
Beautiful.
This was on my list. If you've watched our previous video about our favorite covers, this was on my short list for it. But I'm like, you know what, I'm talking about it in a future video, then I'll do that. I lost my train of thought. This doesn't have anything related to the video actually. But Jordan got me back a whole bunch of he accidentally spent like $150 on tea.
Oh my goodness.
From China. Because it was by the weight.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, just fill up the bag. And so we fill up the bag, and apparently it was a lot. But he was like, okay, there's $150 worth of tea. So I'm like, oh, now I need this. I need to drink. I need to have this game because it's about tea in China. And I'm like, I can I have my tea from China while
you play your game.
Yeah,
that's so great. So my number 9 is my number 9.
Yes.
My number 9 is Flat Iron, a 2-player game where you're participating in building the Flat Iron, which is a really famous building in New York City. I love New York City. It's like one of my favorite cities in the world. I love every single time we're able to go down. And I just thought that was such a fun idea of taking like an iconic building and having a game basically just be a 2-player, try to construct the building. And it does come through in the gameplay because you literally are constructing.
Oh, way cool.
You're constructing the building. And I've actually had multiple of Board Game Buzz. Yeah, 2-player.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually had multiple Board Game Buzz members reach out to me and message me about this game. They're really liking it. So yeah, I just thought that was a really interesting idea. I love that time period in New York.
I feel uneducated. I don't know what building is the flat iron.
Oh.
And when it says flat iron, I'm like, a game about straightening.
It's a really famous skyscraper. Actually not too far from Grand Central.
Okay.
It literally just takes up, like, it's shaped like this, reminiscent of an old-fashioned clothes iron. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting theme.
I like that.
Yeah.
My number 8 is another one that I've not had the chance to play yet. Yeah, I'm drawn to it based off of the theme. It's like one of those ones that I read what you do in the game, and I'm like, oh, I'm now immediately interested in playing, and that is Mistwind. In Mistwind, you are transporting like goods, but you're using whales that can fly, and I am obsessed with that idea. I don't know too much else about it besides that, but
I've heard great stuff about this game.
Okay.
Yeah, like I
get it.
I know. I just need to buy it.
For one, seems unique, and the component. Look at those components.
The whales. So
I'm
good.
obsessed with that idea.
I'm obsessed with it.
So I'm like, okay, I want to play this game where I'm transporting my goods and I'm using a flying whale to do it. Epic.
This was on my short list.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So mine is kind of a newer. It's obviously 2024, but it's kind of a later in this year release. Mm-hmm. But it's kelp, shark versus octopus. One player plays as an octopus, the other player plays as the shark, and the octopus is trying to hide from the shark, and then the shark is trying to find and then eat the octopus.
Oh, better beware.
I loved that, and I loved the kind of the marriage of the theme with the mechanics. I love ocean themes in general.
That ice basket.
I know, isn't it so good? And then you got the shark, and I love 2-player head-to-head games. Or 2-player games where you're trying to fight for stuff, and so I just think that everything about this theme draws me in.
My number 7 is one that I kickstarted based off of the theme, and I wanted to add it to my spooky collection based off of the theme, and that one is Chance for the Old Ones. I love Cthulhu horror games. It's a theme that I always enjoy, but the thing that intrigued me about this one and what drew me in and why I ultimately decided to kickstart it was that you're not trying to defeat the Cthulhu monsters, but you're actually trying to summon them and be like the one that like has the power and like becomes one with like the Cthulhu creature that you're trying to summon. Carly and I did get the chance to play it, and I had a fun time with it, and I did feel like I got that sense of like, yeah, I'm summoning my creature, and I think Carly won.
Which never happens. And I did summon Cthulhu. So
you're like sacrificing, like investigate. You're like sacrificing your own cultists sometimes to get like the points that you need or like.
And it's
materials.
very secretive because what I'm working for to end the game for me to win is completely separate from what Kim is. So you don't know like when the game's gonna end, and you don't know what people are trying to go for.
So that was my number 7, and I'm excited to have it in my Halloween spooky collection where I get to summon, where I can pretend that I am an evil cultist.
Okay, so my number 7, I just thought the theme was so interesting to me. I've been to the Sistine Chapel, and it was, I don't know, it was like a spiritual experience for me almost to be in there. And so I just thought it was fascinating that they took a game and had it literally take place in the Sistine Chapel. So this game is called 1980 Sixtina, and you are restoring Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel to the best of your ability. And so I just thought it was just like bizarre in like the best possible way, because I was like, I've never seen that theming before in games, like ever. To be basically somebody who is restoring a painting, or, you know, like restoring the Sistine Chapel. I just thought it was kind of interesting, and I've never seen anything like that before. So that was my number 7.
My number 6 is Pampero. I'm dying to play this game.
Obsessed with this game ever since you heard it.
I know. I'm just like, so like the theme initially does like, okay, windmills. Based off of reading about it and learning about it and whatnot, it just seems like it's gonna be it seems like it's gonna be a good crunchy game, but where the theme and the mechanics just like really come through. So I'm drawn to it for that reason. And I think it's unique too. I think like it seems like it's a unique game, and the way that they like put it all together.
Yep, absolutely.
It stands out to me.
My number 6 is a solo bag building game. I've talked about this game so much, I just asked you guys to get it. But it's Conservice, and
This was on your list of games I'm gonna run to.
Yes, I think it was on the SN list. Something about this theme is just so fun for me, just being like a fisherman, and you're going out into sea, and it's a bag building game, and so that's like the fishing aspect is the bag building. So you like, throughout the game, you like stock the ocean full of certain types of fish, and you pull it out and kind of see what you get, because fishing is like that, right? You cast in, you don't know what you're gonna get. Part of what you're doing is you're actually like canning your fish. So going out collecting fish and then canning them, and I just love the artwork on the actual cans themselves, or on the deck, so it looks like you're opening up like a can of fish. It's just so fun. Awesome. I really like this theming a lot.
Yeah. This is like, to me, a good example based off of what I see here, like of a theme that maybe is like meh, but like when you bring it to life and you put in, it's like, oh, okay. Maybe I can see it. My number 5 is one that we got a chance to play earlier in the year when it was on Kickstarter.
Okay.
And to me, it is one of the most unique themes that we've played, I think, and that is Ada's Dream. Very unique.
Ada Lovelace.
Ada Lovelace. She was a real historical figure, and in real life, her ideas were like rejected and whatnot, and they're like, well, you're a woman, so you're not that bright.
Yeah, you can't do this.
They took that idea and they're like, well, what if she had been like accepted and her ideas had been implemented, and we get to help I'm feeling emotional.
I know.
We get to help fulfill her dream.
It's called Ada's Dream.
Yeah. And I love that idea. It's like brilliant, unique, and the game was also, I found it to be excellent, like very there was a lot.
I liked the gameplay a lot more than I thought I would for this game. And coming back to theming, I don't think a lot of games do that, where they take an actual historical element, but then it's like, what if this happened, right? Like, what if this happened instead of what actually happened in history? So it is really interesting. And I really like the theme in this too, and the gameplay was really good too.
It was really
it surprised
good.
me.
It like I find the theme to be like powerful and inspiring, but then the game mechanics also were very well done and fun.
Good
solid,
choice.
Solid
Good
number
choice.
5.
Solid number 5. All right, so my number 5, I mainly chose this one because I just love this theme.
Windmills.
So this game is Windmill Valley. I just thought this theme was so fun. So you literally have, I mean, it looks like Holland, like basically this board out in front of you, and you're placing your windmills and you're trying to grow tulips.
Like Pompero Light.
Yeah, it's like Pompero Light. And I love these like cool like windmill boards or something that like actually turn and rotate.
Very cool.
I don't know. I just thought the theming was just so fun. Enhancing your wheels, planting tulips, building windmills, hiring people to help you perform certain actions, and it just seems so fun. It feels like a fun, peaceful game.
Yeah.
Your number 4?
Right. My number 4 is, I've not played it, but I want to add it to my collection purely based off of the theme, and that is Scream Park. The cover?
I have not even seen this.
Oh, really?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so the cover, I love it. I'm like, I need this in my spooky collection. And in this game, you're like building your own like haunted house attraction. And
I need this game.
I know, right?
Why have I not even heard of this?
I need it immediately based off that theme. I'm like, let me put. I'm like looking at it. I'm like obsessed. It's so. What kind of art style is this?
I don't even know how to describe it. It kind of just looks like dark cartoon to me, almost.
I don't Mickey Mouse haunted. Yeah. I enjoy a good spooky theme, and I'm constantly trying to add games to my spooky collection because I'm all about. I mean, sometimes I think they implement theme. I think like spooky games kind of implement theme very well. I guess like you feel like you're doing those intense spooky things. I need it. I need it based off of that.
I've never even heard of it, so I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, so my number 4 is Cryptic Nature.
Ooh!
Because I just thought this theme was just so unique and fun. So in this game, you're playing as a cryptozoologist, and you're traveling through the world trying to capture cryptids. I love that theme so much. Everything about this I love. It's so fun. I don't know. I love how in this fantastical world you're going around capturing them, trying to learn more about them. And I just thought it was a really unique, because I think lots of times like cryptids or monster stuff, it's usually monsters are attacking you, right? And you are fighting back against the monster. But in this one, no, you're just trying to learn more about them. I think it is unique. I think it's fascinating, and I want it.
Well, we should be able to play it in the next few weeks here.
Oh, I'm so excited.
My number 3 is one that we did get a chance to play, and the game itself, I think I rated like a 7, but if I was rating it purely off of theme, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because the theme was amazing and so well implemented in the mechanics and in the components, and that one is Flock Together.
Okay, this was on my short list. Flock Together, I'm glad you mentioned it, because this was on my short list. The theme is so good in this game.
Like, it was so well implemented, and like it was one that when I saw the theme and read it, I was like, oh, I need to play this because chickens, like it was very like Chicken Run kind of. Yes. 10 out of 10 on how
truly 10 out of 10
with the theme. Yeah. Because the components of the game, especially when the mechanics bring out the theme, that's like powerful. But sometimes having those like extra, like the components that help bring that theme to life, just give it that extra like magical kind of feel. And this game does that. Everything
about this game makes you really feel like you're a chicken. And I love how when you level up, your character levels up, right? And you like lay eggs and stuff happens, and the theme in this game is truly 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's great. My number 3 is, I pull up, Charcuterie the board game. I just thought this theme was just so fun. But you literally are just competing to put together a charcuterie board. And I just thought that was just a really interesting theme that I'd never really seen before. And obviously charcuterie boards are like really big right now. And I just thought it was a fun, interesting idea for a board game
for Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, yes! It would be such a great Thanksgiving game. I just think it's just a fun idea. And I'd never seen anything like it before. That was one that I saw and I literally went, I saw it and I literally went, that's interesting. I always appreciate when game designers, game publishers, everything kind of take that extra step and do a new spin on stuff. So I really enjoyed this theme of charcuterie.
My number 2, Carly, I'm pretty sure got to play it. I did not get to play it, but it is Arcs.
Oh, Arcs? I haven't played Arcs yet.
Oh, you did? I thought you got to,
No.
Oh,
I've never played Arcs. Never mind then. I'm dying to play it.
Backtrack. Guiding your faction through a fast-playing space opera. Sharp sci-fi strategy game set in a dark yet silly universe. Players represent officials from a distant, decaying, and neglectful empire who are now free to vie for dominance, whether through battle, gathering resources, or diplomatic intrigue. Sounds so good. And I love the idea of dark yet silly. Like, just, okay, let me dive into this universe. Let me figure out what this is. Let me experience this marrying of like the I think maybe that's why I liked Scream Park too. Is because it was like dark, but it also feels kind of silly. It just looks so good, and the space theme and just like everything about it. Like, okay, let's play it right now.
Let's do it.
I mean, we don't have it, but if we had it, I'd be like,
let's do it right now. So my number 2 is you're gonna make me laugh. If you watch these videos back to back, you might notice a couple of crossovers. But my number 2 is Fromage.
I did have this on my this was on my short list.
I just thought the theme was just so fantastic in this game. So you're playing as cheese makers, okay?
Yep.
And literally throughout the whole entire game is just about cheese, and you're making cheese and bringing your cheese to fairs and selling your cheese to various parts of the world, and you're using berries to create new cheeses. And I just thought it was such a unique, like, this is
my number 11.
It's like, is there another game that's cheese? Literally just cheese.
Not that
There's other games that have cheese in it, but this game is literally like cheese.
Well, and it's not just about like selling your cheese, but it's like making it, displaying it, delivering it to different parts of. It's like
it's fantastic. You're building out your factory so you can do more things with your cheeses. Like, I just thought it was such a unique theme. Yes. It was like a breath of fresh air almost to see this game, to play this game. That's literally the best way I can play it, it felt like a breath of fresh air. So that was my number 2, Fromage. Please check it out. It's a great one. Hey, your number 1.
All right, my number 1 is a cooperative game where you get to play as a creature battling off robots.
Wait, why is this not coming to a cooperative game?
It's a cooperative game. You're playing as like a creature faction, and you are trying to...
Oh, I know it. Took me a minute, but I got there.
And that is Defenders of the Wild. Yes. The theme intrigued me from the get-go. And so much so that like I was able to tell a story to myself of like, so you start off with Root, and Root, you're like the creatures battling each other, and then you get to this point where you're like, oh, now you have to join together to fight off the machines. That like comes through in this game, like in the components and the mechanics, like definitely like you feel like you're doing that. And they're like building walls, and they're spreading out pollution and making it toxic, and you have to go and you have to take care of that pollution, and you're like blowing up holes in the wall to be able to get in to like destroy the mechs. It was so good. The theme just really, for me, like was brought to life very well with everything that you're like doing in this game in terms of the mechanics and the components and the story. It was just so fun. So like, I'm like, that for me, that was probably my number 1 I guess. Yeah. I mean, it is. It is my number one theme of the year.
So my number one, I am so excited. This is the one that I'm gonna go back and figure out if I can lay back, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't back it.
Oh, I thought about this.
But this is Deep Regrets, and so this is a game where you are fishing, and as you're out in the ocean fishing, and as you continue to fish, the things that you are pulling up are slowly getting more and more horrifying. I was so obsessed. I mean, I'm going to have pictures and everything out for people to see if you're not aware of this game. It is brilliant. Yeah. Like, it is so good. The artwork is fantastic. It has just that perfect level of, like, creep factor.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure there is, like, push your luck.
Another, like, silly but horrifying.
Yes, silly but horrifying. I'm pretty sure there is push your luck in this. Yeah, push your luck. Set collection, which I love that so much. I love the dice that you roll. They're like these buoys. Have you seen the dice? Let me see if I can pull it up. These dice, buoys that you roll. Like, I just think
that's an example of like the components. Like, that's not necessary, but like it brings the thing to life.
Touch. Yeah. Like, this game was literally from the entire year, this is the standout for me. Is like, this is unique. This is fun. This is a theme that's kind of, like I said, it kind of toes the line between silly and freaky, kind of weird, like almost like cryptic-y type of thing. And it just felt unique to me. It felt, I don't know. I need it. I want it. And it just really drew me in. I mean, look at these creatures. They're like,
I hate them.
But
I love them.
I hate them and I love them at the same time.
I can like smell the dead fish.
Yes, right? You can smell the dead fish. All right, so that rounds up our list for our top 10 favorite theming and games that we've seen in 2024 so far this year. There are obviously so many games that are released, and I'm sure there's so many that we missed. Yeah. So if there are any that you particularly feel like should have been added to this list or are on your own list, please make sure to add them to all the comments so we can go through them, and maybe we can do a follow-up video next year of games you should have added.
I have like 2 that were on my list, but they're coming out 2025.
I had about 3 on my list that I was going to add, and then I went and I was like, oh, they're listed as 2025.
Already looking for 2020.
Yes,
2025.
2025 titles. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it means so much if you could do that. It really helps support us in everything that we're doing over here. And then just a little reminder that we are coming out with a couple other videos talking about our favorites of 2024. So make sure to kind of be on the lookout for those and check them out if you haven't seen them yet already.
Until next time.
Oh yeah, until next time. We hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you later.
It's just like, I'm saying like a lot, sorry. It's just an enjoyable thematic experience. Like, I'm saying like again. I'm trying not to say it, sorry.